Okay, so in this task, we're going to create a countdown of the top 10 songs in the UK chart at the moment. Here is what your finished project will look like.
10. Nine. Eight.
Spread it like peanut butter jelly. Do it like I owe you some money, 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 money.
Seven.
Just like they say in the song, till the dawn, Mom and Gay, get it on, babe. You got to give it up to me.
Six.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now. I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes.
Five.
I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. Oh, I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it.
Four.
How deep is your love? Is it like the ocean? What devotion are you? How deep is your love? Is it like Nirvana? Hit me harder again. How deep is your love?
Three.
Don't be so hard on yourself, though. Learn to forgive, learn to let go. Everyone trips, everyone falls. So don't be so hard on yourself, though. 'Cause I'm just
Two.
What do you mean? Oh, when you nod your head yes, but you wanna say no. What do you mean? Hey, yeah. When you don't want me to move, but you tell me to go. What do you mean?
One.
Okay, so every clip was about 15 or 20 seconds long, and the most important thing is that each one contained the words of the title. So it contained the title of the song, which is found in the chorus, as you remember from last year. So everything you need for this task is in the file called songs. There are all the songs here, and also the list of the top 10, and also the countdown
10. 9. 8.
file, which you will use to add the number before each song. So the first step is to create a new project in Reason, and we're going to work only in the sequencer today. So this lesson is going to give you lots of practice editing audio in the sequencer. So press F7 to see the sequencer, or if you want, you can click where it says sequencer here. But F7 is always best. So the first thing we have to do is have a look at the first, or rather the number 10, which is Cool for the Summer. Find that one in your songs folder. Where is it? Here it is. Demi Lovato. Okay, Cool for the Summer. And how you get it into Reason is simply by dragging into the sequencer. And you can see it comes up with a little plus sign here. That means it will give you a new track. So pause the video and drag that in there now, please. Okay, so now you have your track in there. The next step is we have to find the chorus where they say Cool for the Summer. If you look here, it's not very useful at the moment because you can't see a lot of the audio. We have to zoom out. If you remember from last time, the way we do that is go here, grab this little semicircle and drag outwards like that. Now, looking at this file, where do you think the chorus is? I'm going to give you a hint. It's usually the loudest part of the song. So this here, you can see it's very thin, the wave form. So that's not going to be the chorus. This bit here, where it's basically a rectangle, is the loudest bit. So probably they're going to be saying Cool for the Summer in this bit. To get there, just click where the numbers are at the top here, and then click play. Okay, so that's a great length for our countdown. Next step is to cut the audio so it's just that bit that you're left with. How do we do it? We click here, the razor tool, and we click on the left side and then on the right side. And then we go back to the select tool and we left click this part here, which we don't want. We click backspace to delete it. We left click this part here, which we don't want. We click backspace to delete it. And then we can move this to the beginning of our song. Remember, double click stop to go to the beginning. Click play. Okay, that's good. But we have to add a fade in and a fade out to each section. So how we do it is very simple. Can you see this little white circle here? If you put your cursor over it, it turns into these two arrows here. Drag it, and it will automatically do a lovely crossfade for you. So one at the beginning and one at the end. And now if you listen, it fades in and fades out beautifully. So that's a perfect clip there. That's your next step. Find the chorus, cut it, and add a fade in and a fade out. Okay, now you've done that, it's time to move on to the next song. So let's go back to our list. We can see number 9 is Ain't Nobody. So let's find that in here. Who's it by? Felix. Okay, there we go. Drag it underneath this one, please, so that you get a new track. And let's zoom out again. And let's have an educated guess at where the chorus will be by looking at how loud each part is. I think it's going to be here. Okay, and I was right. So let's cut just that bit with the razor. So cut a little bit before the chorus starts. And then let's give it 10 or 15 seconds. Then go back to the selection tool. Delete the part before, delete the part after. And let's move it so that it overlaps slightly with the first clip. And again, we will add our fade in. And maybe we'll extend this one a little bit. It's a bit short. And we'll add our fade out. And see what that sounds like. Okay, good. Perfect. Next step is do the second track. Okay, so now it's just the same thing for every track. I'll do one more for you. The next one we have is number 8, which is Peanut Butter Jelly. So let's find that in our folder, drag it here, zoom out again. This time I'm going to use some shortcuts to switch in between these tools. Let's have another guess at where it will say Peanut Butter Jelly. This one is a bit more difficult. I think it's actually in one of the quiet bits.
Spread it like peanut butter jelly.
Okay.
Do it like that, boy, you see money.
Okay, so it says it in the quiet bit this time. So instead of clicking here and here every time, I want you to use the keyboard shortcut R and Q. R takes you to the split tool or the razor tool, and Q moves you back to the selection tool. Actually, these shortcuts are QWERTY, so Q, W, E, R, T, Y. That's the easy way to remember it. So now we've cut out that little bit. Let's remove the rest. Drag this to the beginning again. Make it overlap a little bit. Add our fade in and our fade out, and listen to how it sounds.
Spread it like peanut butter jelly. Do it like that, boy.
Okay, that's a bit long. Let's make that a bit shorter. Okay, that's good. So next step is to do the rest of the tracks. All 10, please. Okay, so when you have all 10 tracks inside your project, it will look something like this. The last thing we have to add is the countdown. So let's go to our songs folder, drag in the countdown at the bottom. We can move it to the beginning, and let's zoom in here. You can see each one of these is a different number, so let's listen to it.
10, 9, 8.
There we go. So let's cut each number so it's a separate region and we can move them around. So let's press R to get to the razor. And have a look at what happens when you try and cut. At the moment, this is on snap. Snap means that when you cut something or when you move something, it will only let you do it on a line of the grid. So we can cut here with no problem, or here, but we can't cut here because it's not on the line. So I'll undo that, and we'll turn snap off for this one, please. So click snap, and now it's off. And now we can cut wherever we want. So let's cut every number so it's separate. And the last number here is
0.
0, which we don't need. So you can click that and delete it. So we can drag and select all of them except the number 10, which should remain at the beginning. So let's listen to see if 10 is in the right place.
10.
Perfect. Now we can drag them all along. And we want the next number, number 9, to be in between these two songs here where it's nice and quiet. So let's drag and select all of them except number 9. And leave number 9 in the right place.
9.
That was a little bit late. I want it in the silence.
9.
Very good. Okay. And keep going like that until you have all the numbers in just the right place. That's your next step.
8.
Spread it like peanut butter jelly.
7,
Do it like I owe you some money. Money, 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 money.
Okay, so when you've got all the numbers in the right place, let's go back to the beginning and go to the mixer by pressing F5. Now here you can see that each song has its own track. Let's listen and make sure that all the songs are the same volume. If you hear one that is a bit quieter, then you can turn it up by pushing this fader up or down here. So let's have a listen.
10,
Don't be scared, 'cause I'm your body type. Just something that we wanna try. 'Cause you and we're cool for the summer.
9,
Ain't nobody loves me better.
Okay, so that's your next task, is to listen to all of the songs and make sure they are the same volume. Okay, the last step for this task is to add an effect to the voice of the countdown. We're going to add this one here, tape echo. And here is how you do it. You click the number 3 here, which is next to tape echo, and then we can listen to it.
10,
Did you hear that? Let's solo it and listen again.
10,
Okay, that's what that sounds like now. So if you click Edit under Tape Echo, you can play with the different settings here. So we have delay time. Let's see what happens when we extend that delay time.
10,
And let's see what happens when we reduce it.
10,
Okay, so we can change the time. We can change the feedback, which means how long it echoes for. And you can change all these different things. High cut, which means the high frequencies will be cut. Low cut, which means the low bassy frequencies will be cut. And a few other things which we don't need to know at the moment. So your last final task for today is to add a tape echo to the countdown and play with a couple of these settings to get it to sound nice.
10,
Don't